This is GadgetStop321. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about my Kaweco Perkeo. This was in my list of favorite everyday carry pens. It's one of my favorite pens to write with, but it's one of my least used pens, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. I always thought the Perkeo looked like an interesting pen, and I finally broke down and got one when they came out with the all black edition. Now, I've had this inked up for a few days, and it's been a little while since I've written with it, so we will see how well it writes. I'm going to do my writing sample first before I start talking about the pen. I don't want it to get all dried out. Oh, and I didn't bring my glasses up here. We'll see how this goes. Let's see. This is the medium nib, and this isn't typical. I haven't written with it in a few days, and just prior to this video I had the cap off for a little while, checking out the nib and everything, and so this is more typical here. And I've got it inked up with Colorverse Golden Record. Let's see. I'm a big fan of this Colorverse Golden Record. In the right pen and the right paper, mainly the right pen, it's just a nice golden brown. I'm not a big fan of shading inks. I like more saturated inks, but this one's one of my favorites. Okay, and this Kaweco medium nib, I just really like it. It's really smooth. Normally it's very consistent. These two kind of hard starts here are not typical. I just really like it. I like this medium. It's not overly broad. It's just broad enough. Normally I'm a fan, I should say, normally I'm a fan of really fine nibs, but I like this medium. It's just broad enough that if I'm wanting to use an ink that I'm wanting to see some of the character, like this Colorverse Golden Record, this really shows it off. I'm going to do a little reverse writing. Maybe, maybe not. Oh, hold on. Let me get it. Now this is my fault. I haven't used this for a couple days, and I had the lid off, or the cap off, for a little bit before I started writing. In any case, it's writing now, but I think reverse writing is not something it's going to do. Nah. I don't typically reverse write. I use really fine nibs anyway, so I'm not normally in a circumstance where I need to have a finer nib. Let's see. But I have had people commenting on my videos that reverse writing is a commonly done thing. Let's see. Okay, I had mentioned that this is one of my favorite pens, but one of my least used pens, and I've wondered about that. Why don't I pick this pen up more often? And I think it's because it doesn't have a clip. Now I have several other pens without clips. I shouldn't say several. I've got a few other pens without clips, and that I use quite a bit more often, and it's because they're smaller. They're pocket pens, and when I use this pen, I do carry it around in my pocket quite a bit. But this is an ideal pen with the type of line it puts down and just the type of pen that it is, a nice comfortable pen. It's an ideal pen for paper grading. But usually the pen that I use for paper grading, I'll have it clipped to my lanyard that I wear around my neck. This is just a hint less convenient, and since I have so many other pens to choose from, I end up using this pen less often. But if you like the style of this pen, and it's when I do carry it around, it's a plastic that's not going to scuff up easily. Like my Skyline Sport, the plastic feels a little softer maybe, and it's prone to getting hairline scratches. But with it being a pocket pen, that's not a big deal. But this plastic feels, I guess you would say it's a harder plastic. Maybe it might be a little bit more fragile, but I would say more fragile than the Skyline Sport, but I wouldn't call it a fragile pen. You can carry it in your pocket, you can carry it in a purse without having to put it in a sleeve, and it's not going to get scratched up very easily. But it's a cartridge converter pen. You cannot eyedropper it because it's intended to be a kid's pen, so it's got a hole here on the end so a kid couldn't get it in their mouth and get choked on it. Uses standard international cartridges. It's just a very convenient pen. It's a nice pen, maybe obviously for kids or someone just getting into fountain pens. The nib has a little bit of a bluish tint to it, but I just think it's a nice looking design. It's a snap cap, very convenient. Let's see. It posts a little bit long, but this pen is so lightweight, you can't even feel the difference. I mean, literally cannot feel the difference between it posted or unposted. So it's just a very convenient pen, other than it not having a clip. And I think I've compared this in a video before. Yeah, I've measured them. The clip that will fit on the Sport, I haven't actually tried it, but I don't think it would fit on the Perkeo. The diameter of the Perkeo is larger than the Sport, so I don't think you could use one of those optional clips for the Sport on the Perkeo. But other than that, I guess that's really the only downside for me, is that it does not have a clip, and for my use case, a clip would just make it just a touch more convenient, and that would be enough that I would use it more. But after inking it up for the first time in quite a while, and just seeing how enjoyable it is, how smooth the nib is, I may ink this up more often. And it comes in other colors, but what really pushed me over the edge to get this one was when they came out with the all black. And I guess if you found this video helpful, please give me a thumbs up, and if you would like to see more videos like this, please subscribe to my channel.